Item F, a review of telecommunication franchise. Adam, I guess I'd ask you to speak to this.
Certainly. What this is about is we have been asked by some people in the community, and I've had a council member also arrange a meeting with a company that does mutual arrangement work with cities to provide some kind of mutual communication utility to the public. This really comes from the point that we received a lot of complaints about the quality of the service that's being provided in town, particularly for internet and phone and cable TV service. And we've been asked to look into some alternative options that might give people a chance to improve the programming that's available to them in all three of those areas. There is two different forms of internet when we discuss internet. One is, of course, landline-based internet, and the other one is a wireless internet system, which is starting to become more and more prevalent in small communities. I met with Jim Johnston, and I met with a representative from Evertech, and just discussed with them the nature of how arrangements would work between a conjunction between a municipality and a private entity as far as running a joint utility in that type of manner. So for most of the point of this was to give you an update on the discussions that have been going on this issue and to seek feedback from the council members on their opinion on this matter.
Well, when does our franchise expire?
We do that franchise, I believe, on a 5-year basis. I'll have to go back and look at the information again. However, it is not a mutually exclusive agreement because Frontier offers internet service in town and phone service as well. And they also offer Dish Network service compared to Mediacom, who is offering the same thing in an alternative method. So it's not a mutually exclusive franchising, and what we're looking at is the prospects of the city going into a joint arrangement with a private entity to provide an alternative option in this basis.
Do we know what impact that private entity as far as cost to our community would be?
We've talked to them about a couple of different options. In particular, they have a similar setup with the city of Spencer right now, and a couple of other smaller communities. I believe they work with Cherokee, is another community that they've been working with. Costs vary depending on what type of package program that you would do. Whether it be wireless internet or you're doing landline based makes a difference in costing basis. The other thing is on your cable TV, traditionally, basically we would likely need to put together a board that would be responsible for determining what kind of package TV programs would be offered to the community. Because that would fall upon the actual new entity to determine that. The way that usually works is you go in and you buy TV, basically TV access to different channels, and bundle those together in packages, charging, and of course you make a profit off of the cost of that. That's how cable TV makes its money, is the premium they charge on top of that cost of that package.
I'd like to clarify, though, that this was instigated by complaints about the service that we already have, and at this point in time, you are just looking at information.
Right.
As we will be doing with some other issues in town, we'll be looking at our options. This one was presented to us. I've received in the last 2 or 3 months, I've probably received 7 or 8 complaints about some form of the communication service that's provided.
I think it's worthy looking into. I really do. I mean, it has some
It
merit.
doesn't cost anything to look into it.
Yeah,
Right.
and I would
We have
be
to make sure
very
we don't-
guarded about doing anything, but
Right.
we can look into it, I guess, but it's going to take a lot of convincing to get me to have the city take anything more out.
So does Evertech provide all the technical services then associated with it, or?
Traditionally they do. They have different arrangements they have made, and they're not the only company out there. We met with them with the understanding, and they knew at the time, that we were simply doing an informative communication with them to get an idea of how this type of arrangement would work.
Okay? Anything else on that subject?